Hello everyone, this is Islamiyat Adeshala Mo. We are on Adeshala Bell's platform where we travel, we talk about travel, culture, entertainment, and law. Today I would like us to look at how you can schedule your emergency US visa appointments. A lot of people have been talking to me about, they are unable to get early dates for the US visa appointments. Yes, this is one of the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic, and we pray by God's grace that all this will come to an end. But meanwhile, if you have to travel to US and you need an early date, is this possible? Yes, it is possible. Stay with me to the end of this video and I'll let you know how you can do this. Meanwhile, do not forget to subscribe. Click on that red button to subscribe. Also turn on the notification bell so that you can always be informed anytime I release a new video. Now, quick one, how can you schedule an emergency visa appointment? It's so simple. Now go through my videos and look at all the processes that you need to schedule the normal appointment. And what are these processes? Let me quickly run through them. One, you have to fill your DS-160 form. Like I always say, try to fill these forms yourself. But if you cannot fill these forms yourself, try to get an attorney to fill these forms for you. After that, look at those forms, make sure that everything is intact, make sure that all the information in the form is intact, then you can sign the form and submit. After submitting your DS-160 forms, make a payment. Now, after payment, you also move on to schedule a normal visa appointment. I'll leave the link of the video below where I talk about how to schedule your appointment. Now, after payment and you want to schedule your appointment, you see the dates that are available. And I'm sure that's where so many people have been complaining that, they are unable to get early dates. Now, how can you get an early date? Pick on the normal dates that you have on there. It doesn't matter how long it is, pick on that date. When you pick on that date, you then go back and fill the form for the emergency appointment. When you look on the left side of the portal, there is a link that will take you to where you apply for your emergency visa appointment. And when you fill that form, the form is so simple to fill. After filling that form, 1, 2, or 3 days, you receive a mail. And the mail will come from no reply at US Travel Doc. That's where the email will come from. Always check your email, check your junk, your spam, and all that to be sure that the email is right there. But the email is definitely going to come. Now, after that, you then go on when you receive the mail. If you are approved to apply for the emergency dates, you'll be given a link where you can apply for that, and make sure you do that as soon as possible. But if you are denied, you'll most likely not be able to reapply. Although some people, one or two persons, I've heard about 1 or 2 persons that were able to apply. You see, there is something about, for me, there's something that I've always said. There is nothing impossible. Just give it a trial. If you give it a trial, even if it doesn't work, give it a trial and give it a trial. So if you know that you have a genuine case and you feel that there is a mistake in the determination of your case and you feel that you want it to be reviewed, then try as much as possible. You look at my video on appeal and you try something else. Now, who are the persons that are eligible to apply? Now, for you to be eligible to apply, you must be able to prove exigencies. You must be able to prove urgency. You must be able to prove that, I got a date, I filled my form, I've done all that I need to do, but the date that I got is a long date. The date that I got is too long. By the time, if I have to wait till that time for me to come for the interview, what I want to go and do in America would either have started or I won't be able to meet up with it. Now, who are these persons? For instance, a student. For instance, if you are going to school in US and let's say your academic year is starting in like 2 months' time, you should avail yourself that opportunity. Apply within 60 days. It says within 60 days. That's the provision, within 60 days. Not 61 days, within 60 days, and you feel that, oh, you don't have time, and you feel that you don't have time, you're sad. If you have to wait till the normal date that you have, you will not be able to meet up with the start date. So all you need to do within 60 days of that start date, apply for the emergency appointment. Apply for the emergency visa appointment. It's very, very important that you apply for that. And while you apply for it, certain important documents that you have to use to prove that are your I-120, your service fee, and other documents that you are required to come with to the embassy. Make sure that those other documents, you go with them when you're going for your interview. But to prove the exigencies, you have to make sure that your I-120, and your service fee is paid, and these documents will show your start date and show that, oh, okay, within 60 days your program is going to start. Now, aside from that, do you have medical emergencies? The kind of medical emergency we are talking about is those emergencies that you are unable to be treated in your country. Then for you to prove that, you must have a medical report. One, you must have a letter from your doctor that is treating you, and that doctor saying that you need a better treatment in America, which cannot be provided in your country. For instance, if you're in Nigeria, you're having malaria, you can't say because of malaria you want to go to America, because it's assumed that, in fact, they should be able to treat, Nigerian doctors should be able to treat malaria better. But if you have cardiological diseases, neurological diseases, you have, you want to do surgery, if you have ailments that are life-threatening, all this will come out from your medical reports, which you should take there. Then aside from that, you must also have consulted a doctor in America, in an hospital in America, that must have accepted to take you as a patient. And in the letter of that, the doctor must do a letter, and in that doctor's letter, there must be an estimation of how much you are going to spend. And thirdly, you must be able to prove that you can afford the medical bills in the US. Now, if you have all this, you'll definitely be granted an early date. You and any other person that is going with you, because if you're sick, it's not expected that you'll be traveling alone. You'll probably be traveling with someone that is so close to you. So these documents are the documents that you use to prove the exigencies. Now, aside from that, you also have those people that are going for funeral. If you're going for funeral, or you have a family in the US that is really very sick, and you have to be there to take care of that family. There is nobody around over there to take care of that family. You must be able to prove your relationship with that family. If it's funeral, you must get a letter from the funeral office showing that this person died and this person is in their funeral home, and the date that the funeral is going to come up, and all the information surrounding the funeral of that relation in the US. And if the person is sick, you can get a letter from the hospital in the US. You must be able to prove, like I said earlier on, your relationship with that person. That's also very important. Now, if you are going to the US for a very important business meeting, you would likely be granted an exigency visa appointment date. You must be able to have a document to prove that you are having a meeting. The document, one, a letter from the company in the US, two, a letter from your own company. If you're working for a company, you're going to represent your company, for instance, you must have a letter from your company. You must have a letter from that company over there talking about the exigencies, why the meeting has to be now, why the meeting cannot wait. Is there a training that is less than like 3 months going on in the US that your employer wants you to attend? Yes, you can be granted an early date for your visa interview. You must be able to also prove that. And how do you prove that? A letter from your employer and also a letter from that company that is organizing the training in the US. And also in that letter, they must be able to prove that if you are not granted this early visa date, if you're not allowed to be there on time for the visa, for the training, these and these are the things that the company, both in Nigeria and in the US, stands to lose. So you see, it's important that you have to prove the exigencies. The early visa, the expedited visa date is not meant for everyone. If you are going if you're going to US as a tourist, if you are going to US for just normal annual conferences, if you are going to deliver a baby, if you're a pregnant woman, but I'm going to put a clause to that. If you're a pregnant woman, you're just going to deliver a baby, normally you're not granted. But if you are a pregnant woman with special case, all you need to do is to prove your case. If you're a special woman, for instance, let's look at it. If you're someone that has been having fertility issues, you are someone that is advanced in age, and maybe you were in the US to do some kind of a IVF or any other kind of, fertility program like that. You came to the US to do it and you return back to your country. Now, your visa expired and you need to get back to the US to meet up with the appointment. And you have stated that, and your doctor in the US have stated that you have a peculiar issue that, that they have to monitor you from time to time. And you have to come and deliver the baby here. All those things are stated in your letter. If they see it there, if they see your letter over there at the embassy, that may also have to do with life. A woman that is pregnant, you have issues, you're advanced in age, all those things. It depends on how your situation is. Yes, you can apply for the exigent dates. You can apply to get an early date to come to the US. So that's qualified, although it said that pregnant women cannot apply, but I am also qualifying it. You see, there is no hard and fast rule to it. There's no, sometimes when, it depends on the facts of the case. It actually depends on the facts of the case. So if you're someone that is just coming to the US to visit, if it's not something, when you talk about something, there is an exigency. If you're just coming, this is the only time I don't have any other time. No, you're not expected to apply for that exigent, emergency visa appointment. You see, because of the, just like I said earlier, because of the pandemic, everybody is taking time to come back. Life is coming back gradually, and we have to let things, you know, come back. It's normal way. We don't have to rush things, and you know, everybody's taking their time. You know, there's a lot of work that has piled up, and you know, remember they are also continuously working on the immigrants visas, and you know, there's a lot of work. I just want us to be patient. Everything is gonna come back to normal. So guys, that is it for you to apply for your early dates to come to the US. It's quite possible, and I don't know if I can't remember if I mentioned this earlier on, but also remember that you can also travel with someone. If it has to do with medical issues, you can have someone accompany you. You can have at least one person accompanying you, and the person that is accompanying you does not have to be your relation. It just have to be somebody that's available for you. So guys, that is it. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Click on your notification bell so that you can be informed anytime I release a new video. Share with your friends. I'm sure one or two persons around you would need this video. Like, if you have questions, please ask in the comment section below. Thank you guys.